this call. And today is our first day going live on YouTube. All right. So we're actually about to, well, actually, it's not working right now. So we'll do that next time. All right. We thought we'd be able to go today, but it's okay.
We thought.
All right, it's all good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen with you all. And then we're gonna go ahead and get into this information. All right. So the very first thing that we want to talk about on the call today is obviously the market cap, right? Coin market cap. And how is the conditions of the market today? So we're a little higher than our last call last Thursday. We're up to about $941 billion, still under $1 trillion market cap, which is incredible to see. Something I heard today is that gold is a $12 trillion market, has $12 trillion in it. And we all know that Bitcoin is digital gold. So if Bitcoin does replace gold necessarily on the digital side, then, we should see Bitcoin reach 100,000 plus per coin, just looking at the metrics. So, if you are a Bitcoin hodler out there, congratulations, you know what I mean? Hey, if this actually happens, and again, only time will tell. But looking at this market, Coin Market Cap said it's a sunny day with a little bit of clouds. Y'all see their logo today? So it's a sunny day with a little bit of clouds. So they're letting us know, in my opinion, that the sunny days are ahead. The clouds are clearing, just like here in Atlanta right now outside. The clouds are clearing out. All right, the rain is leaving. I believe crypto winter might be leaving, and the sun, all right, the sun is coming out. And that sun for us in crypto, all right, that sun for us in crypto is very simple, right? That is the ability for us to be able to get out of this crypto winter, all right, and enter a hot crypto summer. Some people say it's a hot girl summer.
Hot crypto summer.
I say it's a hot crypto summer.
Hot crypto summer.
All right. There's 19,000, almost 10,000 crypto, 20,000 cryptocurrencies currently, about 529 different exchanges right now, $74 billion worth of volume over the last 24 hours, which is very low. And the crazy thing is Bitcoin dominance has fell way below 50%. So the question comes, is there a switch? Is there a flip about to happen? Is there some type of flip about to happen? And so today we're going to talk a lot about, again, mining and a lot of the regulations that's happening around mining, right? So for my people that's interested in mining, that's watching the show, right, you guys will be able to understand what is the state of mining, especially here in the US. For our US viewers, if you're interested in mining Bitcoin, you'll have more clarity today on what that looks like. But let's go over some of the market. Terra Classic is up 3.86. Celsius is up 61.52%. So something must have came out. All right, and Celsius is back up at $1.29. So which is perfect, right? And we know that Celsius was at an all-time of $8, right? So I don't believe in Celsius, but just wanted to take a look at that real quick. I'm not putting my money in that project right now. And then Bitcoin is at 4.96%. All right, up right now. Now looking at the complete conditions of the market, Cardano is up to 50 cent right now, up 1.58%. The percentages are low, but they are climbing. XRP is doing very well over the last 7 days, up 5%, up to 33%. So it's holding above that 30-cent mark. So we now know that 30 cent is the new bottom, is a new bottom. If we went and looked at that chart, it's bounced off of 30 cent. Quite a few times, wicked below 30 cent and faked out. So I believe 30 cent may have been one of the major, not saying it's the only bottom, but it was definitely a bottom for XRP. So for people who bought in at 30 cent, 29 cent, 28 cent, congratulations. You're up a little bit on your investment.
That's where I bought in.
All right. Time. And then Solana, again, up 28%, up to $38. And then the famous Dogecoin, after Elon Musk made his comment, Dogecoin is up 22% over the last 7 days. So it's a crazy time. We're seeing some green in the markets. So that is positive news. Now, for even better news, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and jump straight into this. So this first video that I want to play for you all is very, very important. And so, this video is important for our new viewers, people who may not have a ledger, may not have their ledger set up, may, need more help. again, and this actually has nothing to do with the ledger. This actually has something to do with what's called phishing scams, right? So you all want to pay attention to these phishing scams. So listen to this video really fast, and we'll be right back.
Technology designed to separate you from your money. In a CNBC investigation, Eamon Javers unrails the crypto nightmare that all starts with a phone call.
Dr. Anders Apgar and his wife were out to dinner in January with their children, and his phone just wouldn't stop buzzing. The voice message was alarming.
Hello. Welcome to Coinbase Security Prevention Line. We have detected unauthorized activity.
That caught his attention since he and his wife, who are both obstetricians, had more than $100,000 in Bitcoin invested through Coinbase, the country's largest crypto platform. Apgar had a bad feeling as soon as he answered.
Something in the back of your head said didn't quite feel right.
Correct.
And it
But
didn't
it was
feel
just
perfect.
convincing enough. For an instant, he was convinced it was real.
We have detected unauthorized activity due failed login attempt in your account. This was requested from an Canada IP address. If this not you, please press 1.
That says to secure your account, hit 1.
Yeah.
So I hit 1.
Yeah.
And as I hit 1, the two-factor authentication came through, and I saw a text come through. And this is where, honestly, it gets hazy, almost like when people say they were in a car accident, and I can't remember the details of what happened. And I looked at my wife and I said, something is wrong. And I said, let's try and get into it. I said, let's get to the account. And so when we opened the Coinbase app, we could no longer get into the account.
How long was it from the time that two-factor authentication came in to the time that you checked the account?
Maybe less than 2.
Less than 2 minutes. You tap something on your phone, and 2 minutes later, you're out of your account.
Gone.
And the money was gone.
Absolutely gone. I have no idea at this point. The access to the money was gone.
The account was completely locked. The culprit was apparently part of an increasing trend, a one-time password bot programmed to trick you into thinking your account's getting hacked, but in reality, it's stealing your two-factor or 2FA authentication code. Jessica Kelly is an analyst at cybersecurity firm Q6, which is a CNBC contributor, and authored a report about how these bots work.
That information gets sent to the bot, which then automatically sends it to the cyber criminal, which then has access to the victim's account, which is the exact opposite of what the victim thinks in that moment.
Fraudsters openly sell the bots on Telegram, targeting not only Coinbase, but also other platforms, banks, social media accounts, anywhere you use two-factor authentication.
Thank you for calling Coinbase. This is Sean. How can I help you today?
Sometimes the calls aren't bots, they're real people. On this call is someone impersonating a Coinbase employee. On the other end of the line is Coinbase customer David Silver.
Immediately, it was an electronic voice that told me it was Coinbase fraud department. And I immediately turned to the lawyer sitting next to me and said, start videoing. I knew instantaneously what this was and what it was going to be.
They called the wrong guy. Silver is not only a Coinbase customer, but an attorney who happens to specialize in cryptocurrency fraud.
You are not going to give any access to any individual or human being, okay? You are going to get connected with the
Uh-oh. 1 second, Shaw. Let me push back up to that part. Sorry about
Coinbase
that.
customer, but an attorney who happens to specialize in cryptocurrency fraud.
You are not going to give any access to any individual or human being, okay? You are going to get connected with the server.
Silver was astounded at how much information the fraudster already had.
They had a phone number for me to call back on. The second thing they said to me was, we can't send you an email because your personal email is already compromised, which obviously I knew was not true.
After nearly 7 minutes,
Great, thank you very much.
Silver ended the call. That's what Anders Apgar wishes he had done. Just hang up. Instead, he says, the ordeal was like watching a theft in progress.
It would be as though we had cameras at the house and we couldn't go home and we could watch people just taking stuff out of our house.
Coinbase tells us that it never makes unsolicited calls to its customers and cautions against disclosing your personal information to anyone over the phone before you check it out. As far as Dr. Apgar goes, he says he still can't get back into his account because the fraudsters changed the email address associated with the account.
So with that being said, I wanted to start this call off with that and let you guys know that, these cyber attacks are real and they're coming in different ways. They're coming in different plays. They're playing the game different. You know, it's not always an email anymore. You know, people are calling, making it seem like it the same way they do. You know, they do that on Amazon. You know what I mean? They do the same thing on Amazon. They do the same thing with a lot of Google, you know, and they lock you out these accounts. So be very careful. You know, these companies are not going to call you, you know, and do anything, you know, with your account. You know, you want to just understand that that's the number one red flag in crypto. And I don't want to have anybody within our community that's associated with our community, you know, having these issues, right? So that was the first thing that I wanted to show you guys. The second thing that we're going to share today, we're going to talk about is jumping into more into Ripple, right? And so Digital Asset Investor on Twitter said that SEC allows Ripple to work with MoneyGram, number one. Then SEC sues Ripple, so MoneyGram can't work with them because they're in the US, right? Then Stellar Org, almost the same technology, but can work with MoneyGram and doesn't get sued by SEC. All right, and then number four, Stellar Org, MG, Circle Pay, MoneyGram, Circle Pay work together now. He said, I was born at night, but not last night. Me too. All right, so XLM, XRP. So I want you guys to hear this quick interview right here.
Yeah, it's so exciting. I've been working on.
Just listen to this interview right here. And I think it's pretty clear and apparent from this gentleman right here.
Yeah, it's so exciting. I've been working on this with MoneyGram for a really long time. MoneyGram is offering a service that is really going to be that bridge between crypto and fiat, or crypto and cash to crypto. And it's live today. And it's so exciting that they were actually able to bring this to all those people out there that have never had this kind of access. So we're launching today in the United States, Canada, Philippines, and Kenya. And the on-ramp is a cash to crypto on-ramp in these 4 geographies, but also the crypto to cash off-ramp. So being able to do this is going to be, it's just phenomenal. And I just feel like it's such a huge opportunity to be able to leverage the kind of utility that we see in blockchain and to bring that to everyone so that we can actually allow these local developers to be able to create these awesome tools for folks using stablecoins and other assets.
That's super exciting. Congratulations. Talk us through briefly how that is.
I don't know why it keeps doing that. 1 second, y'all. Keeps like restarting.
These 4 geographies, but also the crypto to cash off-ramp. So being able to do this is going to be, it's just phenomenal. And I just feel like it's such a huge opportunity to be able to leverage the kind of utility that we see in blockchain and to bring that to everyone so that we can actually allow these local developers to be able to create these awesome tools for folks using stablecoins and other assets.
That's super exciting. Congratulations. Talk us through briefly how that is actually going to work.
Yeah, it's awesome, you guys. So there are lots of players involved in this. So we have wallet partners. Today we're launching with Lobster and with Vibrant. There'll be more. So there are lots of players involved in this. So we have wallet partners. Today we're launching with Lobster and with Vibrant. There'll be more that come to the table with that. We also have Circle, who has USDC, and that's what we leverage for this service. And then we have MoneyGram, who's got 400,000 locations globally. So the fact that we have all these players coming together is such an awesome opportunity. But I did it last night. I just walked down the street on Congress. You can walk to a MoneyGram location there. I got my $5 out. And the way you do that is you take a wallet. I happen to use Vibrant, although I also did cash in with Lobster, which is so both wallets. It took me 2 minutes to fill out the transaction in my Vibrant wallet. Put in my information because you need to be able to, your customer, get KYC'd when you get to the MoneyGram location. So it took me 2 minutes to do that. I wanted to just cash out for my $5 that I wanted to get there. I walked in, I have my reference ID and my reference number. I walked over to the kiosk, typed in my reference number, confirm a bunch of information that you've already put in, and then you go to the counter, give them your reference number, give them your ID, and I got my $5. Now, the other thing I got was a super long receipt. So what does this tell us? It tells us that this is really a bridge between traditional finance and traditional infrastructure and crypto and blockchain. This is just the beginning. It's going to get better. So what does this tell us? It tells us that this is really a bridge between traditional finance and traditional infrastructure and crypto and blockchain. this is just the beginning. It's going to get better. There's going to be a lot more refinement, but you can do this in those 4 geographies today.
Boom. We use one word here,
Bullish.
utility. Bullish, bullish for sure, but utility. Like, that's the purpose of this call, is to show you guys real world utility and to show you consistently over and over and over the multiple different examples out there, conferences is happening that we're not invited to just yet. We will be on those stages. All right, we will be on stages, but you know, it's amazing to be able to sit back and understand that, yo, they put everything that we need. So something that I felt like was super interesting, everybody, was the fact that they talked about USDC, right? And how they're partnering with Circle, right, in USDC. So I wanted to show you guys this right here, right? So is there anybody that's interested, right? And before we do that, let's come back to the screen. Is there anybody that's interested in DeFi? You know, putting your money into a space and allowing it to earn you yield. Maybe you've tried other DeFi out there, right? I know that some of you guys have, right, other projects. But listen, what we have to understand is there are DeFi projects that are out there that I definitely 100% believe will be the future of DeFi, right? And in understanding that the future of DeFi is happening right now, and if you have been scammed in the past, if you have been led astray in the past, I want to introduce you all to a new type of yield, all right? A new type of yield that's happening right now. And so this yield is actually called Circle yield, right? And so one thing that we know is that Circle is that company that everybody is utilizing. They're going to establish these partnerships, right? And we know who Circle is. We've went through this before, right? And if you're new on here or you're watching this later on YouTube and you've never heard of Circle, go back to our very first episode, second episode. We talked about Circle and USDC, right? So Circle yield, crypto returns without the complexity, right? Crypto returns without the complexity, earn higher rates by locking in funds for longer, right? So you can get a 12 months fixed rate, a 1 month fixed rate, right? Rates are purely indicative and are subject to change pending availability, approval, and market conditions. So they're very transparent and letting you know about these things, right? It's built on USDC, the leading dollar digital currency, fixed rates and flexible terms, over collateralized with Bitcoin collateral, right? Institutional grade, right? Clear regulatory framework, right? And opt to automatically renew investments at maturity, all right? Designed with trusted partners. All right? Your Bitcoin collateral is kept safe with BitGo, a custodian with more than 400 institutional clients. Our partner is Genesis Global Capital. So they let you know where the money's coming from, right? But they're not going to tell you everything. And so there was something else I found, but we're going to keep reading, right? Let's keep going. So see what you can earn with Circle yield, right? So if you put in $1 million over a 12-month fixed rate at 1%. So again, it's 1%. So you got to understand that your bank doesn't offer you 1%, right? So Circle's offering you that. And this is how I know that this will probably more than likely pass regulation, right? I mean, when it comes to it, because they're regulating the way that yield is done, the way that the way that lending is done. They're regulating this DeFi space, and so with them regulating it, you might be like, I put in $1 million, all I made was 10 grand, but with your $1 million last year in the bank, what did you make? Did you make 10 grand? Did you even make $1,000 with that money sitting in there, right? I highly doubt it. So what you got to understand is that this right here is the future, and we will be able to take advantage, and it is a solution for the underbanked. Everybody is underbanked. I believe everybody's underbanked because of the fact that right now, if your money's in the bank, it's depreciating, but then it's also, if your money's in the bank, you also can't earn these type 1% on it, 2%, 3%. You can't earn any percent like that on it, right? US treasurers, right? And they compare it, right? So the return is medium, the structure is a fixed rate. You know, other crypto lending is variable rate. US treasury is a fixed rate. All right, principal type, US dollars, USDC, other crypto assets. So they're really showing that the two main thing is over collateralized. You got to understand that they have a lot of money backing them. They got the collateral to actually stand on, right, that 1% that they're talking about, right? Another thing I want to show you all that I felt was pretty interesting was actually this right here. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull this up really fast. There's a company that they are connected with right here. All right. So the company that is fueling this USDC bridge, right? Because there's a bridge that USDC has now with where there'll be it'll be a circle inside of Australia, right?
As well as
AUDC,
the Euro coin,
as well as the Euro coin. But this one has nothing to do with the Euro coin. This one has everything to do with, as of right now, what I've done my research on is with the Australian dollar. And so Silvergate Exchange Network is a company that's out of San Diego, California, right? And so what it says is goodbye regular banking hours, hello 24/7. Right. So they're talking about their institutional investor clients to send US dollars and euros. So actually, I think it was euros and Australian dollars as well. So you're right about that. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year between the Silvergate accounts and the accounts of their Silvergate clients. Right. They're using these high priority APIs. Now, they have a way to be able to bridge through those APIs ability for these institutional investors to now trade on FTX, Coinbase, Gemini, Crypto.com, Paxos, Kraken, Circle, and Bitstamp. All right, these are, and I'm pretty sure more are coming. All right, but these are the few right here. And so that's what they're doing.
Some of the biggest exchanges.
Some of the biggest exchanges.
Most of the biggest exchanges.
Yeah, all the top five.
Yeah,
top five for sure. Top five. So life as a crypto firm can be divided up into before Silvergate and after Silvergate. It's hard to overstate how much it revolutionized banking for blockchain companies. Day in and day out, the Silvergate Exchange Network, right? Day in and day out, the Silvergate Exchange Network, SEM, proves it is one of the key backbones of the cryptocurrency settlement layer. This was a quote from Sam Bankman-Fried, who is the CEO, all right, of FTX.
And the youngest billionaire in the world.
So I wanted to show you guys, just kind of go through that look, if Sam Bankman-Fried is putting his name behind it, different people, I believe that this is the future of one of the future platforms for DeFi. All right, now to keep pushing through, wanted to continue to move on XRP and XLM. So I have a quick video right here.
Was a big believer.
1 second. It says, don't be distracted by coin market cap and charts, right? The adults are looking at the creation of the new money system, and my money is on gold, XRP, XLM, and a few others. So I want you guys to hear this video really fast.
Paul Volcker was a big believer in Bob Mundel's idea that global monetary reform should be pursued. In January 2000, Paul wrote an opinion piece for the New York Times entitled, "Toward a Single World Currency to Level the Playing Field." Here's what he wrote, quote, "My sense is that if we are to have a truly globalized economy with free movement of goods, services, and capital, a world currency makes sense. That would be a world in which the objectives of growth, economic efficiency, and stability could be reconciled," unquote. Paul Volcker was present with Nixon at Camp David on that weekend, 50 years ago today, when the decision was made to close the gold window. He was Treasury Undersecretary for Monetary Affairs at the time. Volcker assumed that it would be a temporary closing, as Nixon said in his speech. Volcker thought the convertibility rate, $35 per ounce of gold, needed to be adjusted upward. He wasn't exact.
Yeah, I don't know why it does that. It's crazy. I think it may just be the Wi-Fi, guys. I'm sorry. I apologize, but we're gonna keep pushing.
that the Bretton Woods International Monetary System would be abandoned.
Let's run it back a little bit.
A temporary closing, as Nixon said in his speech. Volcker thought the convertibility rate, $35 per ounce of gold, needed to be adjusted upward. He wasn't exactly sure by how much, but he never expected that the Bretton Woods International Monetary System would be abandoned in favor of having no international monetary system. And in fact, in 2014, he gave a speech entitled "A New Bretton Woods" with 3 question marks.
You know what they say, folks? History doesn't always rhyme. It doesn't always repeat, but it often rhymes.
History doesn't often repeat, but it often rhymes. That's a good one. All right. So following that, we keep moving forward. All right. And then we come into this video that I thought was very interesting. Because remember, I told you all, we're 90% of emerging market central banks are recently visited the BIS, which is the which is the Bank for International Settlements, and they're already working in a very advanced phase of central bank money, explains Augustin Carstens. All right, this guy right here is the GM of the BIS. So listen to him, because you know he's the guy that's really helping bring these CBDCs and connecting them, you know, cross borders.
We had recently here an event among emerging market central banks. 26 central banks came, and 90% of them are already working in a very advanced phase on central bank money. So I think that in general, to promote the additional digitization and even making CBDC a reality, we need to work very closely with the private sector. We need to invite different type of innovators, but there is the centrality of central banks that is irreplaceable. And that's why it is so important to have central bank digital currencies in as a reality, hopefully relatively soon.
Wow, I mean, that's a fascinating statistic. 90% of the emerging market central banks that you're talking to are in some stage of development. Well,
so 90% are in some stage of development. So, you know, I want to show you guys this, and then pretty much I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Trav. All right, but I want to show you something that I found from 801 XRP. I've never heard of the guy, but he had some pretty dope information that was up on his page. And so they were showing in these graphs the SBI holdings times Ripple, right? So these partnerships between the two, right? And so SBI CEO saying that XRP is the #1 crypto asset. Hodl tight, soon as this case is over, the world will reveal who the true king is. XRP is the standard, was his tweet, right? So check this out. Strengthen partnerships. So these 4 pages you're going to see comes directly from the SBI website, right? On one of their slides that they have. And so strengthening the partnership with 25 capital participating banks, 8 API platform connected companies, and with US Ripple, right? So if we zoom in on this a little bit, let's zoom in, right? So the name of the game is fintech, right? Financial technology, right? So new company, MoneyTap, accelerating commercial services. So this new company, MoneyTap, guess we need to look into that company, right? It also shows that these banks are investing, right? These banks are investing into this new company, right? Because what it's showing here is that 13 banks invested in them at the end of March, right? 3 banks invested at June 26, right? This is actually a couple years ago. This isn't even recent. This was like 2017, 2016, when these documents, I believe, came out, right? And then it says 9 banks with informal consent, right? Informal consent. All right, easier to connect with the 8 API platforms connected companies, including those under process, coordinating the participation of shareholders in the tandem with the introduction of services. It says down here that at a stage where the acceptance of investment from domestic financial institutions has been completed, MoneyTap will now consider accepting an investment from US Ripple in order to strengthen technical cooperation and the promotion of initiatives related to international remittances. All right. Oh, hold up. Next, the next one that I wanted to show you all was this one right here, right? So this one here shows the drastic reduction, all right, of remittance costs in the international remittance system utilizing Ripple's settlement platform, right? Directly on SBI holdings. All right, general international remittance is 20.9 base points against the settlement amount, whereas international remittance utilizing XRP, Ripple's virtual currency through Ripple's system is 8.3. Look at that, 8.3 BPS, or a 60% cost reduction. So like what? Like what's the problem? Like why is the US having such a hard time wrapping their head around this, right? And so this was from a source from Ripple Insight back in February 23rd, 2016. And it shows, you know, remittance costs of our current system, remittance costs using only Ripple system, and then remittance costs using Ripple system and virtual currency XRP. So Ripple system alone lowers the cost 33%. But when you add in XRP, we take down another 60%. Come on, guys. All right, and the last thing I want to show you all is SBI Remit, one of Japan's largest remittance company, promoting the further use of Ripple's DLT, which is distributed ledger technology, right? Since its inception, SBI Remit has been using the MoneyGram network to send money overseas to more than 200 countries and regions and to about 350,000 locations. This was back in 2016. Now it's over 400,000 locations, as the lady said in the video, right? So amount of remittance exceeded Japanese yen 50 billion as of September 2019, right? So it shows that for remittances from Japan to banks in Southeast Asia, in which the SBI Group invests, developing a system using XCurrent, right, which is today, in the future, XRapid, right, in collaboration, which now is actually XRPL, which is XRP Ledger, right? If you were an OG Ripple XRP Topian, all right, you would know, I mean, a new word today, XRP Topian, right? What would happen is you would have knew about XCurrent and XRapid, right? But in collaboration with SBI Remit, SBI Ripple Asia, and several banks in the Southeast Asia. Last thing, and I'm passing this over to Trav, is SBI Ripple Asia to cover nearly 50% of the overall Ripple network once the connection is activated. And Asia has the largest population in the world. Drops mic.
So yeah, so that is crazy, bro. That is crazy.
Bullish.
Just to see the amount of adoption that's actually occurring overseas in the middle of a lawsuit.
Right. Yeah.
But nevertheless, I'm going to jump into another topic. I'm going to eventually tie it back into Ripple because, you know, we always tie it back into Ripple. But give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to tie it right into I'm gonna jump right into another topic, something that you guys all should be paying attention to, and that topic is climate change. And I want to jump right into that. So I have an article from the Washington Post here, and it says Biden's team sees climate emergency, but powers are limited. So the key thing is that you're seeing that he has his climate legislation stalled and a Supreme Court case threatening his ability to regulate carbon. So pay attention to that word carbon. President Biden has been leaning more heavily than ever on his own authority to tackle climate change and address what he has called an existential threat. So they call it an emergency and also an existential threat. So now I'm going to jump over to another article from NASDAQ.com. And it says, the White House to craft Bitcoin mining policy addressing energy use. And there's a report. So there's a couple things that I want to cover in this article. And the main thing is that Biden, in March of 2022, he signed an executive order, which is basically just a document addressing the whole approach to regulate the broader cryptocurrency market. Now, in that order, per that executive order's timeline, a report is expected to be released in August detailing climate impact and other governing concerns. They're looking to address Bitcoin mining as it seeks to lessen energy consumption and emissions. So you got to pay attention to these things when they come out. They repeatedly have been talking about climate change in the media. So I'm going to jump into an interesting partnership that I found through another one of our favorite cryptocurrencies that is going to be, in my eyes, one of the dominating technologies in the future of blockchain technology. So VECHAIN to receive an unprecedented integration into UFC assets. UFC, the world's premier mixed martial arts organization, and VECHAIN, the leading global sustainability, keyword sustainability, focused blockchain network foundation, today announced a first of its kind long-term partnership that breaks marketing ground for both brands. So there's a quote we have from Sunny Liu, who is the CEO of VECHAIN. He says, "It is a historical moment when VECHAIN, the layer one public blockchain with the most enterprise adoption, joins forces with the fastest growing sport to raise awareness that blockchain technology is critical in helping deliver major global objectives such as sustainability." That's the key word, folks. I'm going to jump down into another quote that he says. One second. VECHAIN's expertise in using real-world blockchain applications to help the public and private sector achieve their carbon neutral goals as an effort we are proud to support. That is what we're paying attention to, folks. I've talked about this before with Ripple and their partner XRP, and I'm going to jump into that again as well because it does tie in. So the key thing that we're going to pay attention to is not this article, but give me one second. Amazon Web Services. So Amazon, one of the largest companies in the world, who Jeff Bezos was recently the world's richest man for a period of time, briefly overtaken by Elon Musk. Amazon Web Services becomes technology partner to VCarbon. So this is on VECHAIN's website. So VCarbon is a branch of VECHAIN, and their goal is to, following the launch of the Shanghai Tanalian Technology Co., the company behind VCarbon, the VECHAIN Thor public blockchain began an exciting new chapter on its mission to deliver blockchain-based carbon management services for countries and ultimately continents. In the second half of 2021, VCarbon piloted multiple successful use cases for its technology across a variety of industries and application scenarios. So it goes on to say, accordingly, we are delighted to share that Amazon Web Services has become a technical partner helping enable VCarbon's grand ambitions. So following that narrative, we want to show you also another partnership that's very interesting. Amazon Web Services partner profile on Ripple. And this is on their website. You can see right here, amazon.com. So folks, not only is Amazon partnered with VECHAIN, they're also partnered with Ripple. And they have released a carbon footprint tracking program through Amazon. So these are the types of things that we're paying attention to, real world issues with climate change, banking, things that are going to have utility in the future. As these technologies develop, are going to be the projects that are going to be sustained. Keyword, there we go. So I want to show you guys not only the partnerships with Amazon, but I want to show you guys some of the other very interesting partnerships that VECHAIN has been able to make. And it says right here, this is also off of VECHAIN's website. It says strong independent development capabilities combined with the professional compliance guidance of strategic partners, PricewaterhouseCoopers, which is one of the largest financial institutions. They have office in Chicago, where I'm from, and they also have an office in Atlanta, where Vince is from. They have enabled VECHAIN to establish partnerships with leading enterprises, including Walmart China, so they have a partnership with Walmart. Walmart takes on food safety with VECHAIN Thor blockchain technology. Not only do they have a partnership with Walmart, they also have a partnership with Bayer, which is one of the largest aspirin companies in the world. They have a partnership with BMW Group, H&M Fashion, and a monster right here, Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy. So we have BMW and we have Louis Vuitton. So I'm going to tie that together right here. This is Louis Vuitton's website. Louis Vuitton and BMW partner to create luggage of the future. So what VECHAIN is doing, folks, is they are a supply chain management company. They are able to, through chip technology, track all of the products that are being shipped, and that is going to make sure that there is less fraud occurring in the supply chain. So for luxury goods like Louis Vuitton and BMW, that's important to their partners because they want to make sure that their goods are getting from point A to point B as efficiently as possible with the least amount of fraud. So PricewaterhouseCoopers, look at their website, folks. Digital assets are changing the game. And this is right on their homepage, the very first page. So not only does VECHAIN have partnerships with Walmart, they have partnerships with Amazon, they have partnerships with Bayer China, they have partnerships with Louis Vuitton, but they're also partnered heavily with the Chinese government. So VECHAIN joins China Animal Health and Food Safety Alliance as a council member to provide blockchain technology for enterprise members. So they're going to be helping to track and make sure food is transported efficiently and safely.
Let me ask you a question about this though. So with them being partnered with, Louis Vuitton, Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy, with them being partnered with BMW Group, with them being partnered with Walmart, do you feel like this also will be kind of a part of the reason why some of these stocks increase as well? Do you think that there's a correlation? Do you think VECHAIN will add enough utility where not only the price of VECHAIN increases, but also maybe some of these other companies might increase as well?
Oh, without a doubt, without a doubt,
Okay.
because you have luxury companies like Louis Vuitton and BMW. Their cars are expensive, their parts are expensive.
Yeah, you're right.
These products and services are expensive. So when you can guarantee peak performance,
right,
without the least amount of fraud and theft, and that's going to bring more trust to their brand.
Okay.
Overall, I believe that their stocks will go up, as well as I believe that VECHAIN will eventually initially make an IPO.
All right, give us a price of VECHAIN in your opinion. But where do you feel like it like logically, where do you see a $10 VECHAIN?
I mean, I feel like that would be just a very, very beginning, honestly.
Okay.
But I don't like to deal in price speculation.
Yeah.
I would say that most recently all-time high was about 28 cents.
Yeah.
So we're at about 2 cents right now.
Yeah.
So that would be about a 14x.
Yeah.
And I would be very confident that VECHAIN will return to all-time high.
Yeah.
As soon as the Federal Reserve reduces their stance on quantitative tightening and market rates.
Exactly.
That is usually the biggest factor of moving the markets. Once they start easing, I believe that the crypto markets will move as well as the stock markets again.
Yeah. During that quantitative easing that you talk about.
Yes.
Yeah. Got you. Cool.
So,
Appreciate that.
I wanted to dive into this real quick. Just some of the partnerships that are in this group. You can see the level of participation. You have McDonald's, you have Walmart, you have right down here IBM, which we've talked about IBM being involved with ISO 20022. You have Cargill, which was one of the major farmers in the world. So you can see the partnerships that VECHAIN is establishing. I am confident that VECHAIN will be a staple of the future as they have a real world use case in this blockchain space.
Absolutely.
Now, a great thing that I want to show you guys, like we always do, is we tie it back into Ripple. Now, XRP is the first exchange of its kind. And for many of you, it may not be the first time you've seen this, but they are partnered with the United Nations. And what they're doing is they are focusing on sustainable development goals. And they're looking to make sure that carbon markets are regulated. They want to regulate the carbon markets with a carbon emission blockchain. It is going to bring transparency to carbon accounting. Now, who is a partner of XRP? Look at that. Ripple, folks, is bringing carbon credit solution to the XRP ledger, one of the first major carbon neutral blockchains. And that major is just a little bit understated because they are working with the United Nations, the body of the most powerful countries in the world.
Wow. Wow.
That was my mic drop.
That was powerful. Absolutely incredible. So yeah, if you could stop sharing your screen really fast. That was amazing, man. And light up the chat, light up the chat if you guys got some value so far. But man, I got a lot of value, learned a lot. I have a lot of VECHAIN. VECHAIN is one of my favorites. It's great to see that they're I knew about these partnerships. Really good to see them switching up their use case from just supply chain management to really focusing on this carbon industry, because to me, that use case of just the supply chain management, Hedera deals with that as well.
Yes.
And Hedera is a beast,
has a
right?
carbon
Hedera has a carbon
tracking.
too. So, there's, again, what you got to remember is, there's VECHAIN, but there's also Hedera, but there's also other companies too. And so we have to make sure that we understand that there's a lot of competitors in this space. So you want to look at, okay, what are the similarities? And again, wealthy people work together.
What are the ties?
And what are the ties? What are the ties? VECHAIN is tied to IBM. IBM is a council member for Hedera Hashgraph. If you guys don't know what Hedera is, we'll share that really fast, and then we'll take some questions and some comments. But just want to show this to you all really fast. If you don't have any Hedera, again, this is not investment advice. I don't give investment advice on this call at all. We don't do that, but these are some things that we're investing into, right? So HBAR would be the ticker symbol, 10 times faster than blockchain alternatives. So the hash graph technology is the blockchain killer, right? We've talked about that here. So Hedera was created to be the blockchain killer, right? It's carbon negative, right? Always predictable gas fees. That's why I love using Hedera to switch money around, because Hedera is a great network, right? It's a council. Their newest council member is Ubisoft.
Ooh, wow.
Right? Ubisoft, right? And we'll dive into.
Going to be big for
that's
the
going to
metaverse.
be huge for the metaverse, right? Gaming, metaverse. But you guys can see these are they're owned and governed by the world's leading organizations. You have Boeing, Avery Dennison, Google, IBM. There they are, right? LG, Dutch Telecom, right? And Swirl's company is actually the company that the CEO actually owns, right? His name is Lehman Baird, something like that, right? His name is like Baird or something. So Lehman Baird, right? And so he's the creator of Swirls. And so the purpose of Swirls is to create a future built on trust. So they put that same model into Hedera. The reason why I'm bullish on Hedera is around 6-7 cents right now. All right, you should be eating that up, not financial advice, right? But that's what I'm doing. Third generation public ledger, right? Hedera Hashgraph, 10,000 transactions per second, comparing it to its Bitcoin and Ethereum counterparts, right? Average fee, 0.0001. Comparing it to this Bitcoin, $22. Ethereum, I think this is kind of low, right? Average free, but we'll stick with that, right? Then transaction time. What's the finality rate, right? 3 to 5 seconds in finality with this technology. And look at the energy usage, right? Look at this energy usage. So, you know, at the end of the day, it's a proof of stake network. We know that proof of work does not work, and we want to make sure that we are pointing y'all into the right direction, so that we all up. You know, yeah, it's gonna be amazing, man. So
it's gonna be amazing. And the key thing that I take away from that is they have carbon right on the front of their website, right on the front. The sustainable green cryptos are going to be the future. The ones that use low energy, the ones that are using fast transactions and low costs.
Yeah. Yep. So man, that was episode 16 right there of Coffee and Crypto. Make sure you guys subscribe at the bottom, man. We're almost to 100 subscribers. If you guys can do us a favor and take one of your favorite video that we have on YouTube, send it out to some people, man. You know, let some people know. Let people know to subscribe to our channel. We're almost to 100 subscribers. At 1,000, we can finally monetize and get ads and do all types of amazing things. So we're trying to get this YouTube up fast, and we can't do it alone. We need you all's help. All right, we need you all's help. So if you guys are down to help us, man, you know, please continue to send the calls out. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, thank you,
and it's gonna be amazing. So with that being said, you know, I want to open up the call. You know, you can raise your hand. One thing you like, and let's keep it short. You know, and you know, but one thing you like, love, and learn on the call. You know, your name, where you're from, one thing you like, learned, and loved on this call. Let's go. Let's go. Appreciate y'all for being here. We're going to go ahead and stop recording now.